Judge denies bid from reality TV star Sentence-Chrisley to cut down fraud sentence. A federal judge in Georgia on Wednesday rejected a bid from former reality TV star Sentence-Chrisley to reduce her sentence for a fraud and tax evasion conviction. Chrisley will still serve an 84-month sentence after being found guilty in 2022 of conspiring with her husband Todd to hide their earnings from tax officials and defraud community banks in the Atlanta area by obtaining $36 million in fraudulent loans. Sentence-Chrisley, the star of the USA Network show Chrisley Knows Best, had been seeking a reduction to no more than a 5-year sentence, citing the impact of her detention in a Kentucky prison on her 2 youngest children. "I cannot ever repay my children for what they've had to go through, and for that I'm sorry," Chrisley, 51, said in court. "I apologize for my actions and what led me to where I am today." Savannah Chrisley, Julie's daughter, told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution her mother plans to appeal. "That's what you get from an Obama-appointed judge," she said. Prior to becoming TV stars, the Chrisleys made a fortune in real estate. During that time, prosecutors say they and a former business partner submitted false documents to Georgia banks to obtain large loans, while living a luxury lifestyle, until Todd filed for bankruptcy, leaving behind over $20 million in unpaid loans. Despite being in dire financial straits, the couple flaunted their wealth and lifestyle to the American public and hid their TV earnings, prosecutors alleged. In June, an appeals court upheld the couple's convictions, but ordered a lower court to resentence Sentence-Chrisley, finding insufficient evidence she was part of the 6-year bank fraud scheme in its first year, 2006. Todd Chrisley, 56, is serving a 12-year sentence in Florida. The couple's former accountant, Peter Tarantino, was also convicted and is set for release in March from an Atlanta area halfway house. The Chrisleys were first indicted in 2019. Sentence-Chrisley, once a reality TV star known for her Southern charm and lavish lifestyle on the hit show Chrisley Knows Best, faced yet another setback as her latest bid to reduce her fraud sentence was denied by a federal judge. The court's decision marks a pivotal moment in her ongoing legal battle, where the world of luxury she once flaunted stands in stark contrast to the harsh reality she faces behind bars. The rise of Sentence-Chrisley. Before the downfall, Sentence-Chrisley seemed to have it all. Alongside her husband, Todd Chrisley, she lived in the lap of luxury, sharing their extravagant life with millions of viewers. Their sprawling mansions, designer wardrobes, and family drama were all part of their brand. But behind the glamorous facade, the Chrisleys were living on borrowed time, financially and legally. Julie played her role as the doting wife and mother, her witty remarks and pearls of wisdom endearing her to fans. She was often seen as the level-headed counterpart to Todd's more flamboyant personality. Together, they presented themselves as the ultimate power couple, building an empire on the premise of success and family values. However, as it would turn out, much of that empire was built on deceit. The fall from grace. In 2022, the Chrisleys were convicted of tax evasion, bank fraud, and conspiracy, crimes that shook the foundation of their public persona. Prosecutors alleged that the couple had manipulated banks and falsified documents to secure loans worth millions of dollars, all while hiding assets from the IRS. It was a shocking revelation for fans who had grown accustomed to seeing the Chrisleys' extravagant lifestyle showcased on TV. Julie, who had always portrayed herself as the matriarch holding the family together, was suddenly thrust into the spotlight in a far different way. Her role in the financial scheme was scrutinized, and the courts found her guilty of playing an integral part in the fraudulent activities. The sentence was harsh, 7 years in federal prison, a punishment that, for Julie, seemed like a lifetime. A desperate bid for freedom. From the moment the sentence was handed down, Julie and her legal team fought tirelessly to reduce her prison time. Arguing that the punishment was excessive, her attorneys cited her role as a mother and caregiver, pleading for leniency on the grounds of her family's needs. Todd, also serving a 12-year sentence for his involvement, left the Chrisley children without either parent to guide them. For Julie, this was her trump card, an appeal to the court's humanity, a cry for compassion. Julie's legal team also argued that the trial had been tainted by prosecutorial misconduct and that key pieces of evidence had been mishandled. They questioned the integrity of the proceedings, hoping to poke enough holes in the case to warrant a reconsideration. Yet despite these efforts, the court remained unswayed. The denial. When the news broke that the judge had denied Julie Chrisley's request for a reduced sentence, it was a devastating blow to her legal team and family. In his ruling, the judge cited the severity of the crimes and the magnitude of the fraud committed as reasons for upholding the original sentence. He noted that while Julie's personal circumstances were unfortunate, they did not outweigh the need for justice to be served. The judge's decision emphasized that the Chrisleys' crimes were not victimless. Banks had lost millions, and the couple had spent years evading their responsibilities. Julie's image as a loving mother and wife, while compelling, could not erase the reality of the situation. The court's message was clear: wealth and fame do not place anyone above the law. For Julie, the denial was more than just a legal defeat. It was the final nail in the coffin of her once glamorous life. The reality of serving out her sentence in federal prison was now unavoidable. Life behind bars. Julie Chrisley's life in prison is a far cry from the world of opulence she once knew. Gone are the designer clothes, the sprawling homes, and the cameras documenting her every move. In their place is a prison uniform, a small cell, and the routine of life behind bars. For someone who had been the epitome of Southern elegance, adjusting to prison life has been a struggle. According to sources close to the family, Julie has tried to maintain a sense of normalcy, even in the most abnormal of circumstances. She keeps in touch with her children through letters and phone calls, offering advice and words of comfort. But the separation has been hard. Her youngest children, Grayson and Chloe, are growing up without their mother, and the distance has taken an emotional toll on the family. There have been reports that Julie has found solace in her faith, attending prison church services and forming bonds with other inmates. But even faith cannot erase the reality of her situation. The stark contrast between her past and present life is something she grapples with daily. The Chrisley legacy. While Julie serves her time, the Chrisley family name continues to make headlines. Her husband, Todd, remains incarcerated, and the family's once popular reality show has been canceled. For years, the Chrisleys built their brand on the idea that family comes first, but their legal troubles have torn them apart. Savannah Chrisley, the couple's daughter, has stepped into a more prominent role in the family, taking care of her younger siblings and trying to keep the family together. She has been vocal about her parents' innocence, often speaking out on social media and in interviews. But despite her efforts, the Chrisley legacy is forever tarnished. The denial of Julie's bid for a reduced sentence serves as a reminder that even those who seem untouchable are not immune to the consequences of their actions. It's a sobering reality for a family that once lived in the public eye, enjoying the perks of fame and fortune. Moving forward. For Julie Chrisley, the road ahead is long and uncertain. She will spend the next several years in prison, far removed from the life she once knew. While her legal team may continue to explore options for appeal, the chances of a significant reduction in her sentence seem slim. Julie's story is one of rise and fall, a cautionary tale of how quickly a life of luxury can unravel when built on lies. The denial of her bid for a reduced sentence is a stark reminder that in the eyes of the law, justice is not swayed by fame or fortune. And for Julie, that justice means coming to terms with a future far different from the one she once envisioned.